When buying properties on the seacoast, in Maine, or any other state today, you have to be careful and know what to look for because flooding and mold issues are on the rise. That being said, there are still some great buys out there, but if you don't choose carefully, it will cost you dearly in regular remediation and worse, the stress it will bring to the relationships in your life, and it will not be worth it. As investors and licensed realtors here in Maine, Margaret and I suggest you consider the following when you tour a property on the seacoast. The first is the location. If the property is on the beach, there isn't a house in York or Cumberland County that hasn't witnessed extreme sand erosion in the past 10 years. Now, some of the erosion is seasonal, which means they could be losing 4 to 8 feet of sand every winter, and most, if not all, of the sand returns every summer. But the loss of sand is getting worse because every year, less sand returns over time on average. You need to understand that properties on or near the ocean receive rain horizontally, which means greater pressure on the windows. I know a lot of people don't like them, but casement windows are a better choice when living on the ocean because when the wind blows, it pushes the window sash against the window seals, which means a tighter seal against water coming in. These homes see this kind of driving rain several times per year, and once the water gets in, it could sit there for weeks, leading to mold in the floors, walls, and ceiling. This is because as many as half the homes that are oceanfront in Maine are vacant for most of the year. And if you don't believe me, here's how you can verify this. Talk to the neighbors. And this means you may have to make several calls. Ideally, you can find a neighbor that has lived on the beach in that area for more than 10 years and ask them how the beach has changed in the last 10 years. You should also share with them which house you are looking to buy. They almost always will share with you stories of what has been happening in that neighborhood and with that specific house, with the flooding and weather in recent years. Oftentimes, they can provide you with information on every home around them. And if they can't, find another neighbor. Don't rely on the selling agent to list everything in the property disclosure about flood damage. Most will list everything, but they can only share with you what they learned from the current property owner who may not have thought to share everything. If the property owner doesn't share flood damage information, it probably won't end up in the property disclosure.